Hi, welcome to the Gig Coach Guitar Studio. I'm your instructor, Rick Bell, and today we're going to talk about the popular AC/DC song Back in Black and why it's a good song for beginner guitar students to start to work on. Number one, it's a familiar song that you've heard, I'm sure. And number two is it has some chords, some basic chords, and a couple of introductions to some guitar techniques that will help you. They're called riffs or guitar licks. So first of all, let's talk about the song is in the key of E. There are three chords you're going to work with on this song. The first chord is an E, the second chord is a D, and the last chord is an A. Now this is good because each one of these chords requires a different type of strum pattern. So the first chord, the E, is a full 6 strings. All the strings are played. The D, on the other hand, is just 4 strings. You skip the low E and the low A and you play the top 4 strings. Then the last chord is the A. It brings in the A string but leaves out the E string. So that gets you used to picking certain strings. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly precise at this time, but that's just an introduction. So let's talk about the song. The chording is an E downstroke and a mute immediately after you play the chord with your hand, the palm of your hand. Think of a karate chop. So down, mute. The next D is a different strum pattern. It's a down, up, down, mute. Down, up, down, mute. Then the A is the same strum pattern. Down, up, down, mute. So let's play it together. It goes like this. So that's the strum pattern. Now the little thing between the chording is something called a guitar riff or guitar lick. The first one we're going to do is this. Now that's called a pull off because you're playing a string and then you're pulling your finger off of it and making it ring as the finger pulls off. You're using the pull off finger as kind of a pick. So this is the lick in Back in Black. This is how it goes. That's the first thing we're going to work on, that little pull off. So the way it works is you take your ring finger, third finger, put it on the 3rd fret of the E string, play it with your pick, and then pull your finger off. It makes that kind of a sound. Then you do the exact same technique on the B string, 1 string lower. Play the string, then pull your finger off. Then on the G string, you do it a little bit different. You do a 3rd fret to a 2nd fret, pull off, then open. So it sounds like this. 1 pick stroke, but pulling it off twice. 3 to 2, 2 to open. So the lick together goes. And immediately after that pull off, you're right back on the E. So let's add it in and do it. 2, 3. Now notice I'm counting when I'm doing this because it's very important. There are 2 elements to playing the guitar. One is the chording, the music. The other is the rhythm that you're creating. So you're going to have to start to be cognizant of the rhythm as we go. So to help us with that, we're going to bring in a drum machine. We're going to let the drum beat play, and then we're going to play the guitar along with it. This will help you count. Everything's on a 4 count. This is in 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Now, that's the first riff in this little lick. The second part is a little bit different and it's a little bit more difficult. And it goes like this. You have the same chord pattern. So what are we doing there? Right. We're doing a little alternating action. We're starting on the A string, 2nd fret with the 1st finger. And this is our anchor note. We're going to keep coming back to this over and over. We could call it a pedal tone. That's a musical term. But we'll use the 1st finger on the A string, 2nd fret. The next note is the third finger, the ring finger, on the 4th fret of the E string. Now pull the pick up on both of these actions. You'll find it easier to pull up, and it's kind of a quick thing. A. The next note, same A, but you use your little finger now and play the 5th fret on the E string. So you have the 4th fret, then the 5th fret. And then it works all the way up to the 7th fret, going like this. And notice your hand literally stretches from here when you're playing this A string. You have to let go of it to drag your little finger up here. So the lick is, and right after you hit the last one, you drag it down right back to the E. So to play the whole lick in context, let's do it here. 1, 2, 3, go. 2, 3. 2, 3. So that's the Back in Black lick, and that's the basic elements of it. Just practice it over and over. The hardest thing you're going to do is get back on your E chord kind of fast after your second pull off, your third pull off. So work on getting back to that E. Remember, the hard thing about learning to play the chords is not learning the chords, it's learning to change between the chords to make your hands go quickly. So that's an exercise that we'll work on in class quite a bit, is changing chords. Back in Black. Keep practicing.